Now we get to see, now this is the last thing before we will have a break. So just hold on, because this is going to be fantastic. We're going to do the Cloud Innovation Solution Showcase, but I want to first introduce Nancy Pendleton. She's our moderator for this power panel. I just want to say that she is a rock star and she's so supportive. If you go to her LinkedIn profile, you know, I couldn't find her birthday, so I'm thinking she might be an earth sign, but I don't know, because she works for Boeing, so she could be an air sign. So we'll have to let her answer that, but she's the VP of BDS software at Boeing. She's the director of system engineering. She's from Missouri, and you should know this about her. She won a McKelvey Engineering Award. That's a big deal. And she's fearless, she's inspirational, and she's on the front lines of freedom. Let's go, Nancy, bring it on.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, I just wanted to share a few opening comments in regards to what Boeing does. And Boeing is truly honored to serve those that rely on our products and our services. And to do that, just realize that we hold ourselves always to the highest standards in regards to how we do our work, and how we treat each other. And that's really something that I think that really excites us as being a partner with the Women in Cloud to really help advance the economic access for women in the workplace. And to go along with that, Boeing really holds itself to a very high set of standards and commitment to a set of values. And those values guide us, every employee, in everything that we do every day. In the way we operate, the way we innovate, the way we do our work, really is guided by a personal commitment to those value system. And that value system then integrates and really influences how we work with our teams, how we work with our customers, our stakeholders. And really important here is the communities that we live and we work in. And to that end, it really is fantastic for us to support, involvement and providing opportunities for women. And I'm really excited for this panel. I think it's fantastic in regards to solutions are the start of how we create economic development opportunities for all of us. And I'm here for this panel to really join you and the panel members to really explore some amazing cloud solutions that are being developed by women tech founders who are disrupting $1 billion industries. So it should be an exciting time. It should be an exciting set of discussions. And what we have here as an overall format is that each of the individuals and panel members will have 5 minutes to provide and present your demo and your presentation. We'll go through each of the speakers and I'll introduce you, and then I'll have you just introduce yourself a little bit more before you go into your demo, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end. So with that, why don't we go ahead and get started. So our first participant and panel member is Cheryl Ingram, Chief Executive Officer for Inclusion. So over to you.
Hi, thank you, Nancy. Hello, my future inclusologists. My name is Dr. Cheryl Ingram, and I am the CEO of Inclusology and founder. And I've been the CEO and founder of Inclusology for almost 3 years now, and I've been doing diversity, equity, and inclusion work for 21 years next month. And I am waiting for now. What is Inclusology? You're probably asking, because it's such a cool name. Now, Inclusology is an all-in-one diversity, equity, and inclusion management platform that is a SaaS that is designed to reduce bias, increase employee retention, and help you accelerate your diversity, equity, and inclusion goals and strategy within your company. Next slide, please. Now, who do we usually serve? So what we found is we work often with the head of HR or the person in charge of talent or your CHRO. And we often save them $40,000 per employee in turnover rates per year in an accelerated time frame. Now, key qualifiers, and this might be you, is if you work in a company where perhaps there's a high employee turnover, or you're having challenges recruiting diverse populations, or if you work in HR and you get blamed for everything that goes wrong with your employees, or you have difficulty assessing and measuring diversity, equity, and inclusion, and or a company that is looking to increase their reputation with diversity, equity, and inclusion and their impact. Next slide, please. Now, how do we do that? How do we save companies $40,000 per year per employee? Well, earlier I said that Inclusology is an all-in-one diversity, equity, and inclusion management platform. Let me break that down. So we do that in 4 ways. We have a built-in question bank with over 350 research-based questions to help you analyze 14 different categories from recruitment to executive leadership and development in diversity, equity, and inclusion. We also run an assessment. So when you have your questions and you look through our question bank, we onboard you and prepare you to do DEI yourself by launching your own assessment within your company, measuring different areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Next, we also have e-learning. We have 33 trainings and we're growing, from allyship to microaggressions to unconscious bias, and we offer certifications for diversity, equity, and inclusion for every course that you complete in our e-learning platform. And then we also help you build your vision and strategy through online consulting with our consultants and also through automation. Next slide, please. And for a limited time offer, I'm offering the first 10 companies who inquire and sign up using code WIC 2021, you get 50% off for your first annual subscription to Inclusology. Yay! Pow, throw glitter. Yes, are we excited? You should be excited. Next slide, please. Now, what we need from you and what we'd like from the Women in Cloud community is for introductions to strategic partners at enterprise companies in multiple industries, from tech, healthcare to large media corporations. We'd also like for you to sign up for a demo, and you can do that by reaching out to us at Cheryl@inclusology.com or info@inclusology.com, and you can also sign up through our website, www.inclusology.com. So come with us, come work with us to make your workplace all inclusive for all of your employees, because we look forward to doing that work in partnership with you. Thank you.
It was fantastic. All right, moving on to our next presenter, Bhavya Agrawal, founder of Zipboard.
Hi everyone. My name is Bhavya. I know, Nancy, it's very hard to pronounce it, so I'll say it again, Bhavya Agrawal. And I am the founder of Zipboard. I'm going to quickly figure out how to share my screen so that, all right. Zipboard is a visual review platform for digital content. We are making it easy for teams to share feedback on visual content. Over 1 million digital content is produced every day, and this is not counting the social media posts, but websites, learning content, videos, which requires intensive feedback from various stakeholders, designers, collaborators, managers, and so on. And out of that feedback, 94% of that feedback is design related. Yet, content reviews are not visual. Spreadsheets, emails, calls are used to explain those design issues. And in the previous panel, I think that's what John was talking about, how spreadsheets are going to be replaced by, it's a SaaS model, business itself. And that's what we are doing. We are trying to bring visual content reviews rather than doing things on spreadsheets. So give a whiteboard on top of your digital content, whether it's a video or a SharePoint site, a website, digital learning content. So here you can see, as you browse through the content, the stakeholders can really review using all the annotation and markup tools and give a more contextual information, have a more discussion or a brainstorming session. Not just that, once you bring that feedback, and you get thousands of that feedback when you're building for scale, you can really push that feedback to your using our backlog management tool, or you can bring it to Microsoft Azure DevOps, Teams, Atlassian's Jira, or use our API to integrate with other tools. We've had one customer in Dubai use it for integration with SAP recently. Zipboard users save about 30% time in their content production. They can improve and create better quality content, save money, and improve overall collaboration by bringing everybody on the same page. We have teams across the world use Zipboard. Some of those teams also build for some of the very large companies like Microsoft itself. And in fact, we are piloting right now with Accenture to get their digital learning content process workflow. We are making collaboration easier in a lot of industries. Web development is one, digital learning, construction management, and also anywhere there is visual collaboration required, like maps and ArcGIS space. I'm here to ask you for help to make collaboration more visual. I'm looking for channel partnership, strategic partnership, technical partnership. If you think there is a product that you see, you want to bring a visual piece, visual collaboration piece to it, I'm very willing to talk. And of course, creating more access. I cannot be more thankful to Chetra and Women in Cloud for creating that access already, but love to have a conversation. You can check us out at zipboard.co or find me on LinkedIn or Twitter. We're also on Microsoft Marketplace and Women in Cloud Solution Marketplace. If I can speak some more, I can.
Job in presenting that a really important topic, right? Collaboration, and the need to do that, and the visualization, I think, is really key for us all moving forward. So we move on to our next presenter, Sinmi Adaway Asin, who is President and Chief Executive Officer of Daniola Corporation. So over to you.
Hello, everyone across the world. My name is Simi Adeoye Esene, and I'm based in Canada, and I'm the founder and CEO of the corporation. It's a pleasure to present to you today on how we're helping the mining sector work in a new age in mining exchange. So initially, we had conversations with mining executives on what the real terms of procurements of goods and services, talking of commodities like gold, like ammonites that is unique to Southern Alberta, and knowing what was really the issue we're having in the supply chain. And then we discovered that through the conversation, there was three, in terms of lack of transparency, in terms of fraud, and in terms of lack of trust. So some of the executives said that 80% of the intended solutions do not meet required service offering through the supply chain. So there's sort of a disconnect between the miners and the off-takers and vendors who are the stakeholders. Next slide, please. And so we spoke to the mining companies and we said, okay, Daniola Corp is going to build a solution for you. I and my team have experience of over 20 years in commodity trading, in technology and supply chain. And how we make ourselves unique is the fact that we focus on local procurement. So making sure that there's transparency on reporting of local data with the transactions that happen through our system. Discoverability, where marketplace where mining companies come on our system and they're able to create more visibility, market their ads, and have direct engagement with the vendors and the off-takers, as well as matchmaking. We do a match process with the vetted business owners that the mining companies work with of their service offerings. So they have an opportunity of posting their service offering on our system, and they're able to bid when the mining companies post for a request or purchase at a particular mine operation. Right now, we're currently in conversations with Gold, which some of you might know. It's a publicly listed mining company, and we're working on the paid pilot. And we're going to help them with some of their operations in Canada, in Brazil, and in Africa. So one huge point is in the terms of sustainability. Sustainability, UN SDG goals is huge in the mining sector in terms of making sure that the mining companies are not involved in child labor, that they are actually promoting gender equality in terms of how they're tapping into the community pool and supply chain, and there's balance in terms of the business owners that they're doing transactions with. Next slide, please. So here is a glimpse of what our solution looks like when the mining company creates a profile. So the business manager will be in control, will manage the profiles, and they're able to create multiple accounts because mining companies, let's say an operator opens an account on Daniola's system, then the sometimes they trade, let's say trading gold, they're able to also perform transactions in silver as well. So we have different commodities like gold, ammonite. So it's not just one specific business on the system. Next slide, please. So in terms of documentation, which is really huge in the line of business, we make sure that, you know, our system is connected to API calls, so we're able to verify that when you're not just doing the stakeholders are not just doing business with a ghost, and that the documents they actually put on the system we're able to track and trace the source of where these commodities are coming from. And that is the way that we're able to improve local procurement, because we know that there's pressure on mining companies to improve the data on local procurement. So we help them increase their contract management system by 200% so far by data. Next slide, please. What the SDG is like when they connect and align with their particular SDG goals. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is what the map view is like on the system with operations, with mining operations happening all over different countries globally. So you're able to have data, and we provide that data on what is happening on a particular mine. And then the service providers in that particular location are able to bid for that services or for that commodity and trade with the mining companies. Next slide, please. Where can you find us? You can find us on the Women in Cloud Marketplace. Next slide. The link is in the chat. And we're currently offering the 6 months pilot, which starts at a payment rate of $25,000. And we're hoping that, you know, through this engagement where we can have a progressive, mutually beneficial conversation after this segment. Next slide, please. So how can the Women in Cloud community contribute to our success? Introductions to strategic partners, create visibility for subject matter expertise. So you don't necessarily have to be in the mining industry to be able to serve the mining companies. We have environmental service offering, health and safety, human resources. So there's opportunities that we can potentially discuss on and work with. Thank you so much for your time. Details.
That was a fantastic presentation and very impactful. Now we move on to our last panel member, Sonali Jha, founder and director of Phenomenal Technologies Private Limited. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. I am Sonali, founder of Phenomenal Technologies. Phenomenal is, Reza, you can share my screen. Yeah. So Cunomel is a SaaS company which builds easy-to-use cloud-native digital products. These days, you are seeing entrepreneurship is in boom, and true disruption changes an approach to make a product or service more accessible or more affordable. This is the mantra I subscribe to, and this is what Cunomel flagship product Accubate has achieved. Can we move to next slide, please? Can we move to next slide, please? I'm not able to see. Okay. So, as I said, this is the era of entrepreneurs, and incubators and accelerators formed by the academia, corporate, public, and private institutions are the spine of the ecosystem. As of now, more than 25,000 incubators and accelerators are set up to promote innovation and startup. But the critical challenge is the inadequate technical infrastructure. So there is a need to automate, organize, track, and boost value. With Accubate, we are trying to provide all-in-one innovation management platform. Next slide, please. So the key modules which Accubate has, the role-based, rich with graphics, analytics, mass mailing, calendar integration, affordable. It is affordable and helps in saving administrative hundreds of hours time to focus on establishing new innovation or startup idea. As of now, we have catered to global audience from Indian Institute of Science to NIPA, South Korean IT promotion agency. Next slide, please. Somehow I'm not able to see the... Is it fine if I'll share my own screen?
Yes, Sonali. What I think there is a signal that is slower than what we are seeing. So you can share your screen and you can go through the slides. We are totally fine with that. We got you here. Okay.
Okay. Or I can continue now. I think it is fine.
Yeah. So just go through your presentation. Don't worry about the slide. Just go through what your presentation is. You will be fine. Don't worry about it because I think there's a delay with the technology. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So as I mentioned, with Accubate, we provide all-in-one innovation management platform. It is a highly customizable platform to fit all the processes, such as selection process, segmentation, data collection, emails, forms, and many more. It has role-based permissions, analytics, mass mailing, calendar integration are the key features. With the Accubate, we provide the complete application management, evaluation management, mentor management, and generate insights and also the actionable reports for better management. There is a easy access to past records, enabling analysis that support the organizational strategy for and future planning. Learning management and mentor management are the key modules which most of the incubators are using as part of Accubate. What we offer is a 3-month pilot to organizations and give access to our standard and premium features with multiple users. And last but not the least, building a company is incredibly challenging, but having the support of the Women in Cloud program was a huge advantage in terms of partnership, global outreach, and marketing. As of now, we are looking for technology advisors to join our board network. We are also looking for investors who can join this exciting journey, because Government of India has recently announced to set up the incubation center in all the institutions. And as in India, there are more than 64,000 institutions. And government has mandated to set aside 3% of their annual budget. So there is a huge opportunity. And globally also, incubators and accelerators are increasing day by day. So we are looking for investors. You can find me in LinkedIn and Twitter. Like I will share my email ID as well. And also you can find us in Women in Cloud Marketplace. Thank you.
Now, I guess we have a little bit of time before our session ends that we'd like to open it up for Q&A. So please type your questions in the Q&A portion of the screen, and then we'll invite all of our panel members back on stage so that we can answer any questions that you have. All right. Let's see. We'll wait for a few questions as they arrive. Let's go ahead and just start with a general question that I'd like to offer up to the whole panel. What have you viewed as been one of the biggest things, or biggest obstacles, if you will, that you've had to overcome in getting your businesses? They're fantastic ideas. What were probably the one obstacle that you said was the biggest one you had to overcome in order to achieve success?
Yeah, I'll go first. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. For me, it was raising funding to actually get the product developed. So as a Black female founder, it's been, the funding journey has been extremely difficult in order to get our product to where we needed it to be. And so as an entrepreneur, and I have 2 companies, the other that is very successful, has always been a challenge, especially as I'm raising a seed round.
Okay, fantastic. Others?
I'll go next. So for me, I think it's been, I come from a tech background. So building the product was easy, but making sure listening to the problem of the enterprises, listening to whether how to really bring it to market, I think that's been the biggest challenge.
Great. Okay, Sonali?
For me, like bringing the first customer on board, because there is especially for the female tech founders, there is a less trust. So onboarding the first paying customer was a big challenge.
Okay.
I think for me as well is it's actually building a team. So I'm offering a solution for the mining sector, and they're mostly men. It's highly male dominated, and then like having that team has been a challenge for me.
Okay, thanks. I guess another question that we have from the audience is, what situation made you decide to build your solution?
I'll go first this time. So I actually ran a content development and a software development team in India, and I was collaborating with companies in the US, with some people in Poland, and we were all over the place. And I was like, oh my God, this is not the way we can collaborate. We had Jira tickets, we had everything possible really working for us, but still it felt like we couldn't get on a call for everything, and we needed to build a system to be collaborative.
Okay.
Well, for me, I can go next. Okay.
Yep, please do.
For me, I had firsthand experience in commodity trading, and I was exposed to, the lack of transparency and almost like fraud that becomes so stressful on the stakeholders. And the conversations kept happening in every panel or conference I was attending. I mean, UN is always coming up with reports on what to do and how to be transparent. And I was like, okay, why not? If not me, then who? And so here we are. I keep preaching the message and able to share the message and, get people, preaching the same message, and then we're solving this huge problem in the mining sector with technology.
For me, it was because I have been working in diversity, equity, and inclusion for so long. I had this moment of it takes companies way too long to fix things. And I felt this sense of empathy, one, for people in companies who were struggling for whatever reason. And the fact that, most DEI solutions take a really long time, even as I was working in DEI as a consultant, to see change. And I wanted to speed that up. And so I had been working with an enterprise company, and I had run an assessment, and they were really, really struggling with retention of their employees. And so I've been a fixer by nature. And I asked myself, how am I going to speed up the process to make the workplace more inclusive and fair for the people who need it? And so that's where Inclusology came, is out of my first company, because some of our methodologies were just taking too long.
All right. Others?
Yeah. So I belong to rural farming community, and I know the importance of education. And with the help of my family support, I covered my journey to complete my master's from New York University. Before founding Qnamel, I was working with Goldman Sachs, and I found a need, especially for the digital IT infrastructure in the education sector. So that's as we know, like only the institutions which are very well funded can have their own IT infrastructure, and there are like 80% institutions who cannot afford to have their own IT infrastructure. So that's the starting point. I started thinking about Qnamel and founded in 2018.
Okay. All right. Well, we have, I've gotten this signal that we're at the end of our session. We had a couple other questions that we'll continue to, and we'll share with you offline in regards to getting some responses. And then hopefully you'll be able to interact with other members of the conference as we go on. But I first want to say big thanks to all of you. You are amazing women.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. You are amazing women with amazingly bright ideas. And you're moving forward with them. You're making them real, and you're touching and impacting the lives and companies around the globe. And all I have to say is hats off to you. Thank you for being inspirational. I know I've been inspired by this session today. And thank you so very much for sharing your companies, your ideas, and your passion. So thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's an honor. Thank you.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you so much, Nancy, for moderating that. That was, those solutions are so amazing. And I had put in the chat, like, there's such diverse solutions, especially, working in mining. I have done mapping for mining before, so I know it is really a male dominated field, and I'd be in there facilitating these change conversations. They'd be like, what are you talking about? And this is back in the day. So I just love that everybody's solutions are meeting these needs that are so critical. I love it. This has been a fantastic series of sessions. We're going to take a 10-minute break right now. So please go out, network with people, get something to drink, and also go and take a picture in the photo booth or go see the sponsors. And we'll come back in 10 minutes. We'll see you soon. Have a fun break.